14 years ago, Transformers War for Cybertron hit the games market and forever changed the way we interacted with this beloved IP. Developed by High Moon Studios and published by Activision, this game took players deep into the lore of Cybertron, offering an immersive experience filled with rich storytelling, innovative gameplay, and stunning visuals. Let's dive into the development history, story, gameplay mechanics, and lasting legacy of this iconic title. The development of Transformers War for Cybertron began with a bold vision to create a Transformers game that delved deeply into the franchise's rich lore and history. High Moon Studios, the developers behind the game, wanted to explore the home planet of Cybertron, focusing on the early days of the civil war between the Autobots and Decepticons. This approach marked a significant departure from previous Transformers games, which were predominantly tied to the movies and set on Earth. The goal was to explore untold stories and provide fans with a fresh perspective on the Transformers universe. Activision, the publishers, and High Moon Studios, the developers behind the game, approached Hasbro with their concept. The initial spark came from a redesigned sketch of Bumblebee, aiming to modernize the character and make it more realistic. This sketch was pivotal in gaining Hasbro's approval and marked a starting point of the game's development. Aaron Archer, senior design director at Hasbro, played a crucial role in overseeing the project. Hasbro allowed High Moon Studios to treat the Transformers property as a new IP, giving them creative freedom to expand and add to the universe. This collaboration was instrumental in shaping the game's direction and ensuring it stayed true to the essence of the Transformers franchise. The design and artistic direction of the game drew inspiration from various sources. The original Generation 1 animated series and the 1986 Transformers the movie were key influences. Additionally, the team at High Moon Studios looked to the iconic science fiction films such as Tron, Blade Runner, and Aliens for inspiration. These influences helped create a gritty, textured aesthetic that resonated with the dark, war-torn setting of Cybertron. Transformers War for Cybertron was crafted to explore the backstory of the Transformers, focusing on their lives and conflicts on Cybertron before they came to Earth. The narrative delved into key story arcs, such as Optimus Prime's rise to leadership, Megatron's ambition to restore Cybertron to its golden age, Starscream's transformation from a non-Decepticon to Megatron's second-in-command, and the development of the relationship between Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. These story elements provided a fresh perspective on the characters, revealing aspects of their history that fans have not seen before. The gameplay of Transformers War for Cybertron was designed to offer a robust and immersive experience. Players could choose to play as either Autobots or Decepticons, with each faction offering a distinct campaign experience. The game was designed with multiplayer in mind, featuring various modes such as Team Deathmatch and objective-based maps. Every level supported co-op gameplay, allowing friends to join in or drop out anytime. Customization was also a key feature, with players able to choose from 4 distinct classes: Scout, Scientist, Soldier, and Leader, each catering to different playstyles and abilities. The dynamic combat featured a wide range of weapons and abilities, encouraging players to adapt to different scenarios and develop strategic approaches. Developing Transformers War for Cybertron was not without its challenges. The team at High Moon Studios had to balance staying true to the Transformers lore while also introducing new elements and stories. They aimed to create a game that appealed to both longtime fans and new players. The collaboration with Hasbro was pivotal in overcoming these challenges, providing guidance and approval throughout the development process. The game's focus on delivering a high-quality, engaging experience was evident in every aspect of its development. Upon its release, Transformers War for Cybertron received critical acclaim. It was praised for its engaging story, robust gameplay, and faithful representation of the Transformers universe. The game's success led to a sequel, Transformers Fall of Cybertron, which continued the story and further expanded the game's universe. Transformers War for Cybertron marked a significant milestone in the Transformers franchise, offering fans a deeper and more immersive experience. The game's innovative gameplay and focus on Cybertron's history set a new standard for the future Transformers games, solidifying its place as a beloved entry in the series.
My victory will mark a brilliant new beginning! One shall stand. one shall fall.
Transformers War for Cybertron begins its saga with the pivotal chapter titled Dark Energon.
Dark Energon. This power remains locked away in an orbital station under the protection of a sky commander named Starscream.
Serving as a starting point of the narrative while establishing the tone for the Decepticon campaign. At the heart of this chapter lies Megatron's unyielding ambition, which propels the storyline forward. From the outset, Megatron's desire to overthrow the Autobots and seize control of Cybertron drives his relentless pursuit of power.
Hold your course! Starscream wouldn't fight with such desperation if the legends weren't true!
Lord Megatron, you're certain it's here?
I am certain, Barricade. And when I find it, the balance of this war with the Autobots will finally tip in my favor!
His journey leads him to the discovery of Dark Energon, an enigmatic and potent energy source rumored to possess unparalleled destructive capabilities. In his quest for supremacy, Megatron, accompanied by his loyal allies Brawl and Barricade, embark on a daring mission to acquire Dark Energon.
What makes you think you can control the Dark Energon when no one else has ever been able to?
Only the strong are worthy of such a weapon, Barricade. I am the strongest.
Despite encountering staunch resistance from the station's defenders,
Megatron, be aware that you face overwhelming odds against Starscream's soldiers. It is statistically unlikely that your advanced teams can defeat all of them.
and receiving cautionary warnings from Starscream regarding the perilous nature of Dark Energon.
Surrender your Dark Energon program to me immediately!
Dark Energon? Are you mad? Dark Energon brings only death and chaos!
I am counting on it.
Megatron successfully secures the coveted substance. With Dark Energon in his possession, Megatron wastes no time in harnessing its formidable power.
You arrogant fool! No one has ever survived direct contact!
The substance proves to be a game changer as Megatron employs it to power up his fellow Decepticon warriors.
Decepticons, receive your birthright!
Thereby demonstrating its potential to tilt the balance of the war decisively in the favor of the Decepticons. Central to Megatron's agenda is the overpowering of the Autobots and the conquest of Cybertron.
Shall I send Thundercracker and Skywarp to retrieve him, Lord Megatron?
No. I want the Autobots' leader to know his doom approaches. Once we have this station online, nothing can stop me. Now go. Find this Energon bridge and reactivate it for your new master.
Thus, Chapter 1, Dark Energon, serves as a catalyst for the escalating conflict, thus laying the groundwork for the epic battles and intricate plotlines that unfold in the ensuing chapters. Chapter 2, titled Fuel of War.
Anxious to prove themselves worthy of the Decepticon name, Starscream and his minions fly to Cybertron. There, they must reconnect the Energon bridge that will enable Megatron to manufacture more Dark Energon and conquer the Autobots once and for all.
Delves deeper into the Decepticons' tactical maneuvering as they aim to undermine the Autobots by targeting their vital Energon supplies. Under the control of Megatron, the Decepticons meticulously plan their assault on these critical facilities, recognizing the strategic importance of cutting off the Autobots' energy supply to weaken their war efforts.
Your orders are clear, Starscream. Infiltrate the Cybertron underground and reactivate the Energon bridge. I want that power online!
The initiation of heavy assaults on key Energon supply installments signifies the Decepticons' unwavering determination to seize control of these indispensable resources. Despite facing stiff resistance from the Autobots, the Decepticons press on with their attacks, engaging in intense battles at various supply points.
Starscream, report!
Megatron! We are encountering significant Autobot resistance, but
I will not suffer excuses. Do not fail me.
You really told him, Starscream.
Silence! Soon the Decepticons will be mine to control, and Megatron will serve me!
Whatever you say, Starscream.
While the Autobots strive to defend their Energon supplies, the Decepticons, through sheer force and strategic cunning, manage to capture several facilities, thereby gaining control over substantial amounts of Energon.
Did it! Look at all that power flowing! Onward, Decepticons!
The consequences of these successful incursions are profound. The loss of Energon supply facilities deals a severe blow to the Autobots. Depleting their resources and diminishing both their defensive capabilities and offense. Meanwhile, the triumphs on the battlefield bolster the morale of the Decepticon forces, all while simultaneously sowing the seeds of despair among the Autobots, heightening the urgency of their predicament.
We've done it! The Energon bridge is activating! Incredible! The Energon bridge is active once more.
Quiet! You're ruining my moment of glory! Soon, my orbital station will be at full power!
Your orbital station, Starscream? Surely you mean mine. I see you have finally succeeded in the simple task I gave you. Perhaps you're not as worthless as I thought. Report back to base at once!
In the midst of these developments, Megatron's ambition swells further as he begins plotting ever more aggressive actions to crush the Autobots and assert his dominance over Cybertron.
All systems online. Dark Energon, manufacturing at optimal efficiency.
Now I can introduce Dark Energon into the planet's core. And as it spreads throughout Cybertron, my power shall travel with it.
Entrance to the planet core is heavily shielded behind the Omega Gate.
I will acquire the key. We launch a full-scale assault on Iacon immediately. And wipe Zeta Prime and his pathetic Autobots off the face of the planet.
As the conflict intensifies, the narrative thrust of Fuel of War underscores a pivotal role in strategic resources in shaping the course of the war for Cybertron, emphasizing the clinical nature of warfare, wherein control over vital resources becomes a decisive factor in determining the outcome of battles. Chapter 3, titled Iacon Destroyed.
Hungry for more power, Megatron plans to corrupt the very core of Cybertron itself with Dark Energon. But to do so, he must first find the Omega Key, which will unlock the gateway to the core. Megatron launches a full-scale assault on Iacon, capital city of the Autobots, where the key is protected by Zeta Prime, leader of the Autobots.
Serves as a pivotal moment in the ongoing war as the Decepticons escalate their assault on the Autobot stronghold. This chapter unfolds with the Decepticons under Megatron's unwavering leadership launching a relentless attack on Iacon.
Starscream, continue forward and meet Zeta Prime's armies on the front line.
Have no fear, Lord Megatron. Under my leadership, Decepticon victory is assured.
Do not fail me.
Why aren't we joining the main battle, Megatron?
While Starscream attacks Zeta Prime's armies head-on, we shall move behind enemy lines and obtain the Omega Key.
The Omega what?
The Omega Key grants access to the core of Cybertron.
Once I have access to the core, I will infuse it with Dark Energon and subject the entire planet's energy supply to my will.
The heart of the Autobot resistance, their primary goal is to cripple the Autobots by eliminating their leadership and securing control over strategic locations within the city. As the conflict intensifies, both sides engage in heavy combat, turning Iacon into a battleground where the outcome of the war hangs in the balance.
Lord Megatron! Report, Brawl. The Autobots are dug in, and our precious air commander won't provide support. Enough excuses. Where is Zeta Prime? He's just beyond those doors, Lord Megatron. Witness the power of Dark Energon! Impossible!
It will take more than a speck of Dark Energon to breach the armor of our vaults. Surrender now, Megatron, and I will consider sparing your life.
You dare threaten me? Me?
So be it, Megatron. I leave you to your own futility.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Brawl! Call in the Dark Energon bombers! But, Megatron, there's too much firepower! Do as I have ordered, Brawl! Yes, Megatron. Bombers, target these coordinates. Bombers, inbound!
Despite facing overwhelming odds, the Autobots, led by leaders like Optimus Prime, demonstrate remarkable resilience as they fight fiercely to defend their capital from the Decepticon onslaught.
Megatron! The Dark Energon is proving every bit as formidable as you predicted. The Autobot armies crumble before it.
Excellent, Starscream. Continue engaging them so that I can acquire the Omega Key.
There's something off about that Starscream guy, Megatron. I don't trust him.
Oh, I trust Starscream about as far as I can blast him. But he shows a rare cunning that I find intriguing. This venture has proven far less taxing than I had anticipated.
Are you serious? I'm feeling pretty taxed myself.
The Autobots maintain these rooms for tranquil contemplation.
Tranquil contemplation? What does that even mean?
It means the Autobots laze about and whine over their own inadequacies. What a waste of time and resources. Decepticons, find the Omega Key! Oh, Decepticons, the Omega Key!
Wow, that is one empty container.
Megatron, I'm warning you right now. You are toying with forces beyond your understanding or control.
Ah, Zeta Prime. I see you're still afraid to face me in person.
Predictable as ever, right down to the empty words. The Omega Key is under my protection now, Megatron.
That is hardly a deterrent. I will enjoy taking the Omega Key from your lifeless hands.
Strategically targeting Autobot leadership, the Decepticons aim to create chaos and confusion among their ranks, hoping to exploit any leadership vacuum to their advantage. Though the Autobot leaders face grave peril, they remain steadfast, rallying their forces and coordinating the defense of Iacon with unwavering determination.
Megatron. You are a persistent one. But breaking into my vaults? You've overstepped yourself.
I won't waste words with you, Zeta Prime. Give me the Omega Key, and I may spare what's left of your city.
Come no further, Megatron! The sacred vaults are no place for your tainted spark!
Nothing is sacred to me, Zeta Prime. You should have realized that by now. Decepticons, advance! Finally, the Omega Key is within my... What? Did you really think it would be that easy? Come down here, Zeta Prime, and I will give you the answer.
I shall remain where I am. This vantage point will provide an excellent view of your destruction.
Through a series of intense battles, the Decepticons make significant gains, capturing key strategic areas within Icon, and delivering heavy blows to its infrastructure. The fall of these crucial locations weaken the Autobots' resolve and undermines their morale, even as they remain determined in their commitment to continue the fight against tyranny.
Do you see now, Megatron? This is my domain!
Your theatrics don't frighten me, Zeta. Is that all, Zeta? A pathetic army of Energon clones? Is that the best you can do?
You have no idea! Here, I have limitless power!
Megatron, we may be able to damage Zeta's machinery during its recharge cycle.
A valiant attempt, Decepticons! But Autobot machinery is more resilient than you realize.
Your machine is failing, Zeta Prime. Where are your boasts now?
The battle is far from over, Decepticon! Prepare for destruction!
Meanwhile, the Decepticons solidify their position on Cybertron. Emboldened by their successes in Icon, Megatron in particular grows more ambitious in his pursuit of domination, setting his sights on further consolidating power and extending his control over the planet.
Finish it! The Omega Key is mine! The core of Cybertron is mine!
Your spies were misinformed, Megatron. That device only activates the key to the core. But don't worry, the Omega Key will come to you.
Omega activated. Power optimal. Mission: destroy Megatron.
As the dust settles on the battlefield, the events of Icon Destroyed reverberate throughout that of Cybertron, serving as a grim reminder of the brutal reality of war and the high stakes involved for both factions. The chapter lays groundwork for future confrontations between the Autobots and Decepticons, foreshadowing even more desperate and ferocious battles to come in their struggle for control over the fate of Cybertron. Chapter 4, titled Death of Hope.
Zeta Prime is conquered, but the device Megatron believed to be the Omega Key simply activated the key, Omega Supreme. Megatron quickly discovers he can use the device to track Omega Supreme and races above the skies of Iacon in pursuit of his quarry.
Plunges the Autobots into an increasingly bleak situation, as the unrelenting aggression of the Decepticons show no signs of slowing. The chapter unfolds against a backdrop of continued assaults by the Decepticons, who seek to eradicate the last remnants of Autobot resistance following the partial fall of Iacon.
Maintain this heading. The device shows the Omega Key is directly ahead.
I thought Zeta said it was gonna come to us.
We are being intercepted.
It's coming right at us!
Stay your course!
We're gonna die!
Turn around and... where did it go?
He's gone! What is this guy? You think he knows about the Omega Key?
No breakdown. He is the Omega Key.
Identity: Omega Supreme. Enemy status: terminated.
The sheer ferocity of the Decepticon onslaught inflicts heavy casualties among the Autobots, creating a harrowing atmosphere wherein survival itself hangs in the balance.
Megatron, I'm receiving a Decepticon transmission.
To all Decepticons who fight for the glory of Cybertron, Megatron has fallen. I, Starscream, have taken my rightful place as your leader!
Starscream, you half-wit! I still function! A fact you shall regret when I choke the life out of you! Now, I order you to deploy ships for immediate evacuation!
Starscream cannot hear you, Megatron. All communication to the surface has been jammed.
Let's head for that lift before that idiot Starscream causes irreparable harm.
Despite facing overwhelming odds, the Autobots, led by the steadfast Optimus Prime, refuse to surrender to despair. With unwavering determination, they mount a fierce defense, utilizing every available resource to hold their ground and repel the advancing Decepticon forces. In a bid to bolster their dwindling ranks, the Autobots may also embark on efforts to seek allies and gather reinforcements, underscoring their desperate measures that they have now been forced into to take into account for their struggle for survival.
Starscream, come in! This is Megatron!
There is too much interference. We must move higher to relay your signal.
Can this feeble Autobot mechanism not move any faster? It appears we've lost that dull-witted brute Omega Supreme. Not that he stood a chance against my intellect.
Megatron?
What? What?
Target reacquired. Weapons engaging.
Wow, he looks really angry.
Target identification. Megatron, Decepticon leader. Recommendation, complete termination.
You think you can destroy me, Omega Supreme? You think you can destroy Megatron? Do your worst.
Megatron, all due respect, but are you crazy? If we go out there, he'll melt us into scrap!
Would you rather face his wrath or mine? Now jump!
However, the toll of the war extends beyond mere physical casualties, but also the very essence of hope among the Autobots. The continuous loss of comrades and the seemingly insurmountable Decepticon aggression breed a pervasive sense of hopelessness. Encapsulated in the title Death of Hope, in the face of such adversity, Autobot leaders like Optimus Prime are tasked with the formidable challenge of maintaining morale and instilling a sense of purpose among their troops, navigating the delicate balance between despair and determination.
We're pinned down!
Starscream, do you read me?
Megatron, you're alive?
Spare me your theatrics. I need immediate air support. Attack Omega Supreme!
New targets acquired. Initiating pursuit.
There! Omega Supreme is distracted! Attack the Autobots!
Amidst the chaos of battle, strategic decisions must be made to adapt to the evolving circumstances. The Autobots may find themselves compelled to make the difficult choice of strategically withdrawing from certain positions in order to regroup and devise new tactics. Simultaneously, plans for counteroffensives begin to take shape as the Autobots prepare themselves for the arduous task of reclaiming lost ground and disrupting Decepticon advances.
Megatron, I detect numerous Decepticon and Autobot signals a few dozen meters above us. We are nearing the surface battle.
Starscream, status report!
The Autobots are counterattacking! Retreat! Decepticons, retreat!
Belay that order! Decepticons, this is Megatron! Anyone caught fleeing this battle will be marked kill on sight! Press your attack immediately!
Attack! But Megatron!
Especially you, Starscream! I order you to continue the assault! Megatron out!
As the events of Death of Hope unfold, they serve as a prelude to even more intense conflicts on the horizon, foreshadowing the determination of the Autobots to defy Decepticon tyranny at any cost.
Uh-oh. Here he comes!
I can see that, you fool!
He's going down! Eat that, Prosper Brains!
Omega flees like a coward! Now, let's finish the job!
Chapter 5, titled The Final Guardian.
The great Omega Supreme is vulnerable. Megatron and his Decepticons must press their attack if they hope to overcome the Guardian of Iacon and force him to unlock the gateway to Cybertron's core.
Marks a pivotal moment in the narrative as Megatron's insatiable ambition reaches a menacing crescendo. This chapter unfolds with Megatron unveiling his audacious scheme to corrupt Cybertron's core with Dark Energon, thereby solidifying his dominion over the planet. With unwavering determination, Megatron leads his Decepticon forces on a perilous journey towards the core, braving formidable obstacles and confronting staunch Autobot defenses along the way.
You think he survived all that?
As long as there is enough left to open the Omega Gate, I care not.
Megatron? I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Power cells drained. Initiate energy recovery subroutine.
Sensor source indicate that those batteries are the source of Omega Supreme's rejuvenation.
Central to the unfolding drama is the formidable guardian of Cybertron's core, Omega Supreme. As the last line of defense against the Decepticons' malicious plans, Omega Supreme stands tall in the face of overwhelming odds. A fierce and epic confrontation ensues between Omega Supreme and the Decepticons, showcasing the sheer power and unwavering resolve of both sides in a battle for the fate of Cybertron.
Detected. System corruption. Action. Release counter-virus.
Despite Omega Supreme's valiant resistance, Megatron's relentless pursuit of power knows no bounds. Through the corruptive influence of Dark Energon, Megatron succeeds in subverting Omega Supreme, a symbolic triumph that underscores the Decepticons' march towards dominance. With Omega Supreme fallen and corrupted, Megatron gains unfettered access to Cybertron's core, standing poised to unleash the full force of Dark Energon upon it.
Power. Failing. Situation critical.
Omega Supreme's control shield is down. Use the Dark Energon to corrupt him.
I know what to do, Soundwave. Be silent or face my wrath!
Systems failing. Corruption total.
Yes. Yes! The Autobot's most powerful weapon and the key to the core of Cybertron are mine! The universe shall hear my name and tremble!
The momentous act of corrupting Cybertron's core reverberates throughout that of the planet, heralding dire consequences for its inhabitants, as the Autobots look on in dismay, powerless to prevent Megatron's dark victory. The corruption of the core represents a significant blow to their cause and a testament to the Decepticons' growing influence.
Omega Supreme has fallen, corrupted by the influence of Dark Energon. Triumphant, Megatron forces the Guardian to open the Omega Gate and lead the Decepticons to the core of Cybertron itself.
At last, the core of Cybertron is mine! Are the corruptors in place?
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Then let it begin! A glorious new age is upon us, my brethren. With Dark Energon infused into the core, Cybertron is mine to command!
Against the backdrop of this dark triumph, the final Guardian serves as a rallying point for the Autobots, galvanizing their resolve to stand against Megatron's tyranny and safeguarding the future of Cybertron. This chapter encapsulates the dramatic tension and high stakes of the conflict, setting the stage for the ensuing chapters where the Autobots must muster all their strength to challenge the oppressive regime of the Decepticons. Chapter 6.
Iacon, the capital city of the Autobots, is crumbling under the onslaught of Megatron and his Decepticons. Rumors have spread of the defeat of Omega Supreme and Autobot leader Zeta Prime. If the Autobots have any hope to band together and repel the enemy, a new hero must emerge.
Titled Defend Iacon, epitomizes the Autobots' resilient stand against the relentless onslaught launched by the aggressive Decepticons, who were determined to capture the Autobot capital at any cost.
You're a skilled fighter, but you shouldn't be out here alone. Autobots are no longer safe in Iacon.
The Decepticons control the airwaves. The only secure way to communicate is by messenger. I volunteered. Name's Bumblebee.
Ratchet, this Autobot needs repairs.
Be still. I'll get you fixed up.
What? No, there's no time! I need to find the Autobot called Optimus. I have important information for him.
I am Optimus.
You're... Sir, it pains me to tell you this, but our leader, Zeta Prime, is dead.
Megatron.
What of the High Council?
They've gone into hiding, cut all communication with the outside. Optimus, with Zeta Prime gone, our forces are directionless, ineffective.
The Council will emerge when it's safer. In the meantime, Ratchet, Bumblebee, you're with me.
The dire circumstances facing the Autobots are underscored as the siege on Iacon continues, with the Decepticons intensifying their efforts to crush any semblance of resistance and seize control of this symbolic stronghold.
Megatron is determined, I'll give him that. He means to see Iacon destroyed.
Not destroyed, Ratchet. Simply taken. He knows we are at our weakest with Zeta Prime gone.
Megatron can take this city over my twisted, lifeless shell.
We'd prefer no further loss of life, Bumblebee.
Focus on the task at hand, Autobots.
To any Autobots on this frequency, this is Jetfire. Come in.
Jetfire, this is Optimus. Glad you're still airborne. What's your status?
We're taking heavy damage up here. Put me through to Zeta Prime. We need him to activate the planetary guns.
Zeta Prime is dead.
He's dead. What are we going to do?
I have assumed temporary command, Jetfire. Let the rest of your flight squadrons know. And don't worry, we'll get those guns online.
Temporary command?
Not now, Ratchet. Jetfire needs those guns online.
Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the Autobots, under the steadfast leadership of Optimus Prime, swiftly mobilize their forces, rallying every available warrior in their defense of Iacon, establishing strategic defensive positions and employing coordinated tactics. The Autobots demonstrate their unity and unwavering determination to protect their home from the clutches of tyranny.
Yeah! Take that, Decepticons!
This is far from over, Bumblebee. The skies might be clear, but our ground forces are in disarray.
Optimus, if we can get the communication grid back online, we'll be able to coordinate our defenses.
The communication grid is in the Decagon. If we get there in time, we've got a chance.
Look out!
Every second counts. Let's move.
Throughout this chapter, the battle for Iacon unfolds in a series of fierce engagements and skirmishes, with both sides sustaining heavy casualties in the relentless conflict. Notable encounters between key figures of both factions serve to underscore the personal stakes and rivalries that permeate this larger conflict, adding layers of depth to the narrative.
Nice shooting, Optimus. Air Raid and I have control of the skies now.
Thanks, Jetfire. We need to get to the Decagon fast. Are the Iacon speedways still drivable?
From the sky, they look barely usable, but you can try. Good luck, Optimus. With Zeta Prime gone, we're all looking to you now.
I'll do my best. Autobots, roll out!
Amidst the chaos of war, the ruthlessness of Megatron and his Decepticon forces is laid bare as they unleash devastation upon Iacon without remorse or mercy.
You may rejoice, citizens of Iacon. Your new ruler, Megatron, has arrived. No longer will you be plagued by the burdens of freedom and choice. Henceforth, my will is the only guidance you shall require. Embrace the Decepticon way and reap its rewards, or resist and face destruction. Citizens of Iacon, I, Megatron, have destroyed your unworthy leader, Zeta Prime. Now, you have the privilege of experiencing my rule. I shall not be denied!
Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, the Autobots' resolve remains unbroken, symbolizing hope amidst desperation and defiance against oppression.
The Decagon Plaza.
They fly apart real nice, don't they? Hurry up! I'm not gonna stand here like this all day!
Thanks, Ironhide.
Trying to restore your precious grid, Autobots? How pathetic.
You have committed crimes against Iacon, Starscream. It's time to pay for them. Autobots, stay close.
By the chapter's conclusion, the Autobots managed to hold the line and defend key areas of Iacon from falling into Decepticon control, making a hard-fought victory in the ongoing war for Cybertron. However, this success merely sets the stage for further conflicts to come as both factions prepare themselves for the inevitable continuation of this war.
You'll see me again, Autobots! That's a promise!
Run, you yellow-plated coward!
Good work, Autobots. Now, let's coordinate the city's defenses.
To anyone receiving this broadcast, this is Zeta Prime. I am being held captive in Megatron's Kaon prison complex.
Prime is alive? Ratchet, home in on that signal and boost it.
On it! I am downloading vital information that could help the Autobots win the war. Hurry, Autobots. I don't know how much longer I have.
Optimus, let's go! We have to save Zeta Prime!
That wasn't Zeta Prime, Optimus. It couldn't be.
The message carried his unique data signature, Ratchet.
Perhaps, but we both saw the wreckage of what Megatron did to him. No one could survive that.
Even if there is the smallest possibility that Zeta is alive, we must act.
Optimus, it's a trap. Surely you see that.
A chance we'll have to take. Hang on, Zeta, my friend. I have a plan.
Chapter 7, titled Kaon Prison Break, unfolds as a daring and perilous mission undertaken by the Autobots to rescue their imprisoned comrades. Prominently featuring the themes of bravery and camaraderie amidst the ravages of war, this chapter begins with the Autobots meticulously planning the audacious infiltration of the heavily fortified Decepticon prison located in Kaon, recognizing their goal to liberate their captured allies, including the esteemed Sentinel Prime.
Prisoner transfer.
For the glory of Megatron! Move it, Autobots!
I hope you know what you're doing, Optimus.
Have faith, Bumblebee, and follow my lead.
Optimus is right. We've been in tougher spots than this. Wow. Megatron has gathered quite the army, hasn't he?
Quiet!
Data signature confirmed. Opening main gate.
Welcome to Chaos!
You gonna talk now? I want the location.
I told you! I don't know! Look, that's the one who fought Starscream. He doesn't look so tough.
Soundwave! Your prisoners have arrived!
Initiate processing.
We captured them trying to raid supplies outside of Chaos!
Take them to recycling.
Move it, prisoner!
Recycling? That doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah? What exactly do you think they're recycling?
Keep moving!
What a jerk.
Patience. Our time is near.
What is this place?
Are those caskets?
Guilty!
Spare me this mockery of justice!
Who said anything about justice?
What is that?
The Energon Bridge. It powers Megatron's orbital base.
Halt! Ready! Aim! Fire! You're next, Autobot! Up against the wall!
Optimus, this is all part of the plan, right?
Ready!
Optimus!
Aim! Look out!
Optimus! Looks like I got here just in time.
I'll say!
Thank you, Air Raid. The plan is working perfectly. By allowing ourselves to be captured, we've gained access to the prison. Now stand a much better chance of saving Zeta Prime.
You certainly took your sweet time, Air Raid.
I like to make a dramatic entrance. Here, head to the service ducts. They should lead to the lower prison levels. That's probably where Zeta's being held.
Open up!
Good luck.
Bring in the heavy turret! We'll blast it open! There! Get him! Where are they?
Where or who?
Take him to Soundwave!
Optimus, we gotta help him!
Easy, Bumblebee.
It's too great a risk right now, unarmed as we are. But I promise, we'll come back for Air Raid as soon as possible. Let's get moving.
Assembling a courageous team of Autobot operatives, the mission kicks off with a bold breach of the prison's formidable defenses, showcasing the Autobots' skill and determination in the face of overwhelming odds.
Look at this. The Prodigy returns.
Megatron.
I knew you couldn't resist rescuing Zeta Prime, which is why I orchestrated the entire thing. Zeta contacted you. Your capture. All of it. All to bring you before me. Welcome to your defeat.
You're mad, Megatron. Your war is destroying the very planet you want to save.
Our war, Optimus. A war that I am winning. I've tamed the great Omega Supreme. Zeta and the other primes have fallen, and yet you continue to resist the inevitable. You have the power to end this conflict right now with one simple choice. Take your Autobots and leave Cybertron forever, or stay and face complete annihilation.
This is our home, Megatron. We will stay. We will fight. And we will win.
Enough of this! You're about to join Air Raid and the thousands of other Autobot fools as our prisoners. Permanently.
What just happened?
That lousy bucket of bolts cheated, that's what!
Megatron teleported us directly into a prison cell.
The Autobots are secured. Escape is impossible.
Enjoy your stay, Autobots! Rust in peace!
They took our guns. Again? Anybody got any ideas?
Autobots, I'm sensing fate energy emanations from that wall.
No offense, Optimus, but I don't see how that's going to help.
Well then, Sideswipe. Watch and learn.
Whoa! Didn't know you could do that!
There's much you don't know about me, Sideswipe.
Look at all those prison cells.
Autobots! They've come to save us! Free us!
These cells are hard-locked. Optimus, can you chop through the wall again?
No, I'm afraid not. Doing that requires all of my reserve power. It takes a long time to recharge.
There's gotta be a way to open these doors.
Air Raid surveyed this prison thoroughly. When we find him, we find our answer.
You're not gonna free us?
Your freedom is near, my brothers. Be patient, be strong, and be ready to fight.
What about us? Wait! Where are you going?
Throughout the infiltration, the Autobots encounter fierce resistance from the entrenched Decepticon forces, leading to numerous intense skirmishes and battles as they press forward in their rescue mission.
Look! There's Air Raid! In that cell up ahead!
I was wondering when you guys were gonna show up.
We took the extended tour. Saw the sights, blasted some bad guys, the usual.
Don't get too cocky. I suspect we aren't alone.
Hey, what was that?
You know, it was a lot quicker when I was rescuing you guys!
Can it, Air Raid? We're working here!
Free at last!
Good work, Autobots. We're not finished until every Autobot here is free.
I spied the central control room on my way in. From there, we can override every hard lock in the prison.
Lead the way, Air Raid.
You sure you know where you're going, Air Raid?
Feel free to venture out on your own, Sideswipe. No one will miss you.
Just asking.
The control room is just up ahead. There. That console controls every cell in the prison.
Even Zeta Primes?
Well, no. According to this, Zeta's locked down in a maximum security bunker on one of the lower levels.
Let's give the Decepticons something else to think about. It's time to free our Autobot brothers. Who wants to do the honors? There. Freedom restored. And diversion created.
Yeah, look at him go!
Unauthorized deactivation. Alert! Alert! All prison cells deactivated.
That should get their attention.
My recon showed a hangar bay nearby. We can use their own dropships to help the prison.
Hail Prime!
Despite the dangers and obstacles encountered, the Autobots ultimately succeed in liberating their imprisoned comrades, embodying the values of camaraderie and selflessness that defines their noble cause.
Air Raid, make sure the prisoners get out safely, then escort them back to Icon. We'll meet you there.
What about you?
We're not leaving without Zeta Prime. Now go.
See you on the outside, Autobots!
Now, let's get who we came for.
However, the mission takes a perilous turn when the Autobots cross paths with the formidable Decepticon operative, Soundwave, and his minions, escalating the stakes of the confrontation.
Optimus, look! It's Zeta Prime!
Optimus, is that you?
What do they have him hooked up to?
Autobots, how predictable.
Can't blast through that shield!
You cannot stop me, Autobots. Activate defense sentries.
A climactic battle ensues as the Autobots violently clash with Soundwave and his forces, pushing themselves to their limits in a bid to ensure the safety of their rescued comrades.
Operation Annihilation.
Time to dance, Autobots!
Focus your fire on the little one.
Hey, who are you calling little?
I thought I was small.
Autobots, now fire at Soundwave.
Let me at him!
Hey, look! Soundwave has to leave the ship!
Your audio receptors! Here it comes again!
Rumble. Eject. Operation Disorientation.
Get ready to crumble before rumble!
Ugh, these little guys are so annoying!
First we crack this shell, then we crack the nuts inside!
Autobots, now fire at Soundwave.
Rumble. Return.
Hey!
Laser beam. Eject. Operation Dive Bomb.
Now's our chance! Get him!
Damage substantial. Must be energized with Zeta's light screen.
Soundwave,
He's gone!
hold on, Zeta. We'll get you out of there.
A noble sentiment, Optimus. And I'm afraid I'm dead already.
Zeta, let's bring him home.
Tragically though, the chapter takes a somber turn with the demise of Sentinel Prime, marking a significant loss for the Autobots and underscoring the inherent risks and sacrifices of their struggle against the Decepticons. Despite the heavy toll exacted by the mission, the Autobots reflect on their sacrifices made, reaffirming their unwavering resolve to continue the fight against the oppressive regime of the Decepticons. As the chapter draws to a close, the Autobots prepare themselves for battles yet to come.
High Council, I return with a fallen hero.
Till all are one.
Times have grown desperate. The Autobots crave your guidance.
The Council exists only to choose the Primes. It is the Primes' directive to lead and protect.
There are no Primes.
Even now, you still reject your calling? For too long have we watched the other Primes fall to their pride and greed. But you, Optimus, your courage and wisdom have transformed the lives around you. Megatron has infected the very core of our world. You must journey to the core and remove this blight. Failure would doom us all.
I will accept the burden with all that I am.
Rise, Optimus Prime, for you are the leader of the Autobots. You are the last Prime.
Chapter 7, Kaon Prison Break, stands as a narrative highlight within Transformers War for Cybertron, blending thrilling action sequences with prominent emotional depth and pivotal character developments. Through its exploration of themes such as bravery, sacrifice, and resilience, The chapter enriches the overarching story of the conflict between the Autobots and Decepticons, showcasing the indomitable spirit of the Autobots in the face of overwhelming darkness. Chapter 8.
Having embraced his destiny as leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime leads a small band of Autobots to save the core of Cybertron itself from the clutches of Megatron. But to do so, they must first rescue the mightiest Autobot guardian ever created, Omega Supreme.
Titled To the Core, emerges as a pivotal juncture in the narrative, spotlighting the Autobots' daring bid to rectify the catastrophic aftermath of Megatron's corruption of Cybertron's core.
Warpath! Slow down! What's wrong, Ironhide? Too rusty to keep up? Great! The Decepticons are locking down! Why'd you bring this kid, Optimus?
You're about to find out.
Kablam! Yeah! Now that's an entrance! Dial it down a notch, kid. I've only got one setting, old-timer! Kablam!
We're a team, Warpath. Let's focus on finding Omega Supreme.
Led by the resolute Optimus, the Autobots embark on a perilous journey towards the heart of their ravaged planet, braving formidable obstacles and relentless Decepticon resistance along the way, all in pursuit of the daunting task to undo the damage inflicted by Dark Energon.
Omega Supreme, what have they done to you?
They're torturing the poor fella.
Ratchet, this is Optimus. We've located Omega Supreme. Can you access the terminal here remotely and find a way to free him?
Negative, Optimus. The system is too well protected to hack. But if you can find a way to weaken their power grid, I might be able to get in.
New leader Optimus Prime identified. Omega Supreme. Grateful.
We're glad you're free, Omega Supreme. But I need you to open the Omega Gate immediately.
Systems weak. Repairs required.
Ratchet, do you copy? I need you here. Double time.
I'm on my way, Optimus, but it'll take me a few cycles to reach you.
Alert. Inbound Decepticons. Defensive perimeter advisable.
Good. I'm itching to blast somebody.
Now you're speaking my language, Ironhide!
I'm thrilled.
Stop. Omega. Free. Omega. Smash.
Optimus, I'll need to complete Omega's repairs at headquarters.
Thanks, Ratchet. We'll continue to the core without you.
As the Autobots forge ahead towards their destination, each step forward is met with fierce opposition from the determined Decepticon forces, resulting in intense battles that underscore the indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve of the Autobots in the face of adversary.
Whoa! Those look like turrets on their backs!
I think they want us to ride them. They can sense we're here to help.
My sentiments exact.
Plug it in.
Despite the perilous nature of their mission, their determination remains unyielding as they press onwards with their ultimate goal.
I can feel the raw energy from here! Ugh! Dark Energon is everywhere!
Don't waste any more time. We need to destroy the corruption and...
Look out! It's that thing that's been following us!
It's speeding off the core's Dark Energon. Autobots,
Take it out!
Upon reaching the corrupted core of Cybertron, the Autobots are confronted with the grim reality of its condition, a sight that only serves to strengthen their resolve to set things right. Undertaking the risky endeavor to purge the Dark Energon corruption from the core, the Autobots demonstrate remarkable coordination and bravery as they strive to cleanse their planet from this dark influence.
Give it everything you've got! We did it. Nice job, Autobots.
Optimus Prime, you have delivered me from the foul influence of Dark Energon, but I am afraid my spark is corrupted.
We're too late.
I can survive if I shut down my systems completely, but the process will take millions of years, during which Cybertron will be left cold and barren.
We must leave our home if we are to survive.
The line of primes has failed, yet hope still remains. I offer a portion of my spark to take with you to the stars. For as long as it survives, so shall I. Will you accept this responsibility, Optimus Prime?
I will.
Behold, the Matrix of Leadership. Cybertron recognizes and welcomes Optimus Prime, Keeper of the Matrix, leader of the free Autobots.
The consequences of this purification effort prove to be dire, as the core itself makes the drastic decision to shut down for millions of years in order to expel the Dark Energon corruption. This sacrifice comes at a great cost, rendering Cybertron uninhabitable for the extended period and forcing its inhabitants to confront an uncertain future away from their home planet. Amidst the somber aftermath of the core shutdown, Optimus Prime emerges as a beacon of hope and resilience for the Autobots, being bestowed with the prestigious honor of leadership as he is entrusted with the Matrix of Leadership, symbolizing his pivotal role in guiding the Autobots through the trials ahead. Chapter 9.
The core is too damaged by Dark Energon to sustain life on Cybertron. In order to repair itself, the core must shut down for millions of years. Carrying the power of the Matrix of Leadership inside him, Optimus Prime must sadly order the evacuation of the entire planet if the race of Transformers is to survive.
Titled Aerial Assault, marks a significant shift in the dynamics of the ongoing battle as the Autobots take to the skies in a strategic move to counter the menacing advances of the Decepticons.
To all Autobots within range of this signal, our planet is dying. We have no choice but to take to the stars. I am ordering the evacuation of all Autobot cities, effective immediately.
What was that?
I told you, to stay and defy me was to die, and no one defies Megatron.
He's insane.
Silverbolt, ready your soldiers. We need that gun offline now.
As the conflict escalates, the sky becomes the new battleground, with both factions deploying their aerial units in a large-scale confrontation aimed at gaining control over Cybertron.
Got another transport out of control! Pull up! Ah! Look at this! The bodies everywhere!
Hold steady. Focus on the ones we can still save.
Silverbolt, do we even have a plan?
The Energon Bridge draws power directly from Cybertron to fuel the gun. We'll follow the beam up to the station and shut it off. That'll give the transports enough time to escape. Keep moving. Head through the beam conduit.
Watch it! Get too close to that beam,
You're either fried by radiation or zapped by a plasma flare.
No kidding. I can already feel it searing my circuits.
Amidst the aerial skirmishes, the Autobots strategically target key Decepticon installations and assets, aiming to undermine their offensive capabilities and disrupt their advance.
Jetfire, after all this time, you've come home.
Jetfire? How does he know you?
Long story. Megatron, enough lives have been lost. You've got to stop this madness.
You should have joined my Decepticons when you had the chance, Jetfire.
I wear the Autobot insignia with pride, Megatron.
There is no pride to be had in humiliation and death. Decepticons, attack!
Alert. Energon beam integrity is compromised.
Incompetent fools! Find the Autobots immediately! The Autobots have overloaded the entire cooling system! Megatron will vaporize us if Trypticon goes offline! Move!
Yes, sir!
Come on, blast it!
Cannot maintain cannon.
We need to get out of here now! We made it! Now, let's finish this guy off!
You haven't defeated me, Autobots. You have only untethered your own destroyer.
What's it gonna take with this guy?
Silverbolt! He's jetting straight for the planet! Aim at his jetpacks! We're not finished with him yet! Nice shot!
However, the situation takes a drastic turn when the colossal Decepticon cannon transforms into its formidable robot form, Trypticon. Descending towards Cybertron, this sudden appearance presents a formidable threat that could tip the balance decisively in the favor of the Decepticons, intensifying the urgency for the Autobots to act swiftly.
Burn of my laser.
The primary objective for the Autobots became clear. They must thwart Trypticon's descent and prevent the catastrophic damage he could inflict upon Cybertron. Engaging in a fierce aerial battle against Trypticon, the Autobots face a barrage of attacks, including laser cannon fire, hand swipes, and missile barrages unleashed by the colossal Decepticon. In their efforts to neutralize Trypticon, the Autobots employ a strategic approach, targeting and destroying his jetpacks to halt his descent. However, the task proves challenging as Trypticon continuously repairs his damaged jetpacks, requiring the Autobots to persevere and destroy them multiple times amidst the relentless onslaught.
Your cause is hopeless. You cannot hope to defeat Trypticon.
That'll do it!
He's falling out of control now! Pour it on!
I will grind you into dust for this, Autobots.
Autobots, veer off! Let gravity do the rest! Optimus, Trypticon is falling out of orbit!
We're tracking the descent, Silverbolt. We'll take it from here.
After a grueling battle, marked by the preservation and determination, the Autobots achieve a significant victory, as they succeed in sending Trypticon spiraling out of control towards Cybertron. The chapter concludes with a compelling cutscene depicting Trypticon's fall, symbolizing a moment of triumph for the Autobots, while foreshadowing the challenges that still lie ahead in their ongoing struggle against the forces of the Decepticons. Aerial Assault emerges as a high-octane, action-packed segment of the narrative, highlighting the desperate yet valiant efforts of the Autobots to safeguard Cybertron from the relentless advances of the Decepticons. Chapter 10.
The orbital cannon is offline, but has revealed its true form to be none other than a savage monster named Trypticon. It races to the planet's surface like a meteor, hungry to enact revenge on the Autobots.
One Shall Stand serves as a climactic culmination of Transformers' War for Cybertron, wherein the Autobots engage in an epic battle against the formidable Trypticon, marking the decisive turning point in their struggle against the Decepticons.
Look! There it is!
Silverbolt, this is Optimus. We pinpointed the crash site and are moving in for a visual. I want you on standby in case there's any trouble.
Roger that, Optimus. We're jetting your way, but it'll take us some time to reach you.
You think that hunk of junk could survive a crash from orbit?
Trypticon is as tough as they come. If he is still alive, your weapons won't damage his armor. You'll have better luck targeting his weapon systems.
Thanks for the tip, Silverbolt. We'll be careful.
As the chapter unfolds, the Autobots confront the aftermath of Trypticon's crash landing, with the colossal Decepticon posing a formidable threat amidst the ruins of the city.
This must be the place.
Really? What was your first clue? The total devastation?
I don't see any signs of Trypticon. And at his size, he'd be hard to miss.
Navigating through the debris-strewn landscape towards the crash site, the Autobots encounter obstacles and challenges along the way, including clearing pathways obstructed by debris.
What? Is that a tail?
Silverbolt, we've located Trypticon. Uploading coordinates now.
You thought you could destroy me? You thought you could destroy Trypticon? Ah, pathetic.
He's just laughing at us!
Abandoned hope vermin. Your death approaches.
You heard Silverbolt. His armor's too tough.
He can't be invincible. We're overlooking something.
Look, I think his shoulder cannons are overheating. If we can cause them to overload, it might destroy him.
Ironhide's right. We've got to figure out how to overload those cannons.
However, their journey takes a sudden and unexpected turn when Trypticon's actions cause the ground to collapse beneath them, plunging them into a face-to-face encounter with the towering behemoth. Facing off against Trypticon, the Autobots quickly realize the futility of conventional attacks against his formidable armor. Employing strategic thinking and resourcefulness, they devise a plan to weaken Trypticon by targeting his shoulder cannons, effectively reducing his firepower and shifting the momentum of the battle in their favor.
I think we just made him angry.
The cavalry has arrived. Air raid. Heal Prime and the others. Jetfire and I will cover you.
Deploying healing charges! Just be near it when they detonate!
Silverbolt, Jetfire!
With each successful engagement, the Autobots adapt their tactics, systematically dismantling Trypticon's offensive capabilities while evading his devastating energy attacks and tail strikes. As the battle intensifies, the Autobots press forward with unwavering determination, targeting vulnerable points on Trypticon's body to exploit his weaknesses and ultimately secure victory.
Systems!
You will suffer for this, Autobots!
Thank Primus. It worked.
Look out!
You haven't defeated me, Autobots.
You've lost, Trypticon. Autobots, roll out!
The defeat of Trypticon symbolizes a monumental triumph for the Autobots, marking the culmination of their heroic efforts to protect Cybertron from the clutches of the Decepticons.
Trypticon is defeated, but the victory is bittersweet. Optimus and the others watch as their brothers evacuate the planet in the galactic transports.
You did it, Prime.
We did it, Ratchet. All of us. Many brothers were lost today, but thanks to our combined efforts, many more will live to find a home elsewhere.
Optimus, Megatron is still out there.
And as long as we remain here, we shall resist him. But in time, our turn will come to leave Cybertron as well. I have commissioned a new galactic transport for us, an Ark, in which we shall make our journey through the stars. No matter where we go, Cybertron will be with us.
As players emerge victorious and complete the game, they are left with a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, having witnessed the culmination of an epic journey characterized by valor, resilience, and the unwavering resolve in the face of their enemies. In conclusion, Chapter 10, One Shall Stand, delivers a fitting and satisfying conclusion to the narrative of Transformers War for Cybertron, encapsulating the themes of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of heroism embodied by the Autobots in their quest to safeguard their home from the Decepticons. Through riveting gameplay and dramatic showdowns, this chapter epitomizes the spirit of the Autobots as they stand united against the forces of darkness, ensuring that hope prevails in the face of despair. The combat systems in Transformers War for Cybertron are woven into the gameplay, offering players an experience that combines ranged and melee combat with resource management. At its core, the combat system is designed to provide players with a diverse array of options for engaging enemies and overcoming challenges throughout the game's levels. One of the primary elements of the combat system is its weaponry available to players. Transformers War for Cybertron boasts a wide variety of weapons, ranging from conventional firearms like rifles and rocket launchers to more specialized Transformers-themed weaponry. Additionally, players can typically carry multiple weapons at once and switch between them on the fly, allowing for adaptability in different scenarios. In addition to the ranged combat, Transformers War for Cybertron offers robust melee combat mechanics. Players can engage enemies in close quarters combat utilizing powerful melee attacks, which can be particularly effective at dispatching foes close up. Resource management is another crucial aspect of the combat system in Transformers War for Cybertron. Players must carefully monitor their ammunition and health levels, as running out of either can prove fatal in the heat of battle. Throughout the game's levels, players can find ammunition and health pickups scattered around, encouraging exploration and strategic decision-making about when to venture into dangerous areas to restock. There is also the health recovery mechanic that allows players to regain health chunks over time or through specific actions, adding yet another layer to combat strategy. Overall, the combat system in Transformers War for Cybertron is finely tuned to provide a balanced and engaging experience for players. By blending ranged and melee combat with resource management elements, the game challenges players to think tactically, utilize their environment, and choose the most effective tools for each combat scenario they encounter in the ongoing conflict between the Autobots and Decepticons. The level design in Transformers War for Cybertron serves as a crucial foundation for the game's mechanics, seamlessly integrating with its core transformation feature to deliver a diverse and immersive gameplay experience. Here's a closer look at the key elements of the level design in Transformers War for Cybertron. To accommodate the transformation mechanics, the environments are meticulously crafted to provide a balance between open spaces, conducive to vehicular combat, and tighter, more intricate areas suitable for robot mode engagements. Wide roads and expansive areas cater to the high-speed chases and vehicular combat battles, while narrower pathways and indoor spaces offer opportunities for intense robot mode encounters. Additionally, the interactive elements such as ramps and cover points enhance the versatility of the environments, allowing players to utilize their transformation abilities effectively. Exploration is encouraged through the placement of collectibles, ammunition, and health packs, all scattered in various locations throughout the levels. Alternate paths and hidden areas provide additional incentives for exploration, rewarding players with tactical advantages and immersive world-building elements. Environmental features like cover points, vantage points, and high ground advantages provide further enrichment to the gameplay experience, allowing players to employ strategic tactics in combat encounters. Visual and thematic consistency is maintained throughout the game, with levels reflecting the distinct Cybertronian aesthetics and narrative themes of the Transformers universe. From the architecture to the lighting and environmental details, each level immerses players in the war-torn world of Cybertron. Overall, the level design in Transformers War for Cybertron plays a pivotal role in enhancing the game's immersive and dynamic gameplay experience. By seamlessly integrating with the transformation mechanics, promoting strategic exploration and environmental usage, and maintaining visual and thematic consistency, the level design contributes significantly to the game's success in immersing players in the epic conflict raging across the war-torn landscapes of Cybertron. The sound design of Transformers War for Cybertron plays a pivotal role in immersing players into the rich and dynamic world of Cybertron. High Moon Studios focused on creating an audio experience that not only complemented the visual elements but also enhanced the storytelling and gameplay mechanics. To give each character, environment, and action a distinct sonic identity, the sound team drew inspiration from various sources, including the Generation 1 Transformers series and classic science fiction films. This approach ensured that fans would find familiar audio cues while experiencing fresh and modernized sounds. The iconic transformation sound was meticulously recreated, serving as a nostalgic nod to longtime fans while fitting seamlessly into the game's updated aesthetic. Fun fact, all three Seekers have different transformation sounds and animations. The sound design team worked diligently to create ambient sounds that brought Cybertron to life. From the hum of machinery in the background to the echoes of distant battles, every sound was crafted to convey the sense of a living, war-torn planet. These environmental sounds added to the depth of the game world, making it feel more expansive and realistic. Weapon sounds were another critical aspect of the sound design. Each weapon had a unique audio profile, making it easy for players to distinguish between different types of firepower. The sounds of gunfire, explosions, and melee attacks were designed to be impactful and visceral, enhancing the intensity of combat. The sound team used a combination of real-world recordings and synthesized effects to achieve a balance between realism and science fiction. The voice acting in Transformers War for Cybertron is a standout feature, bringing depth and authenticity to the game's characters. Peter Cullen's voice, synonymous with Optimus Prime since the 1980s, is powerful and inspiring, capturing the essence of the noble and courageous Autobot leader. Cullen's authenticity and compassionate tones provide a sense of leadership and hope, making Optimus Prime a central and iconic figure in the game. Sam Riegel voices Starscream, effectively capturing the character's cunning and treacherous nature. Riegel's portrayal highlights Starscream's perpetual scheming and ambition, adding complexity to his relationship with Megatron. His performance enriches the game's narrative, making Starscream one of the standout characters. Ted Tuskowski voices multiple prominent characters, including Megatron, Ratchet, Omega Supreme, and Trypticon. Fred's versatile voice acting adds distinct personalities to each character he portrays. As Megatron, his deep and commanding voice conveys the Decepticon leadership's ruthlessness and ambition, making him a formidable antagonist. As Ratchet, Fred brings a compassionate and resilient tone, fitting the Autobot medic's role as a healer and warrior. His portrayal of Omega Supreme emphasizes strength and gravitas, while Trypticon's voice adds a fearsome and imposing element. Isaac Singleton Jr. voices Soundwave, bringing a mysterious yet authoritative presence to the character. Singleton's deep, modulated voice aligns well with Soundwave's role as Megatron's loyal communications officer, adding depth and intrigue to the Decepticon. Travis Willingham voices Sideswipe, bringing a bold and fearless energy to the character. Willingham's performance captures Sideswipe's daring and confident nature, contributing to the dynamic portrayal of the Autobots. Troy Baker voices Jetfire and Zeta Prime, adding heroism and a depth to these characters. Baker's portrayal highlights Jetfire's courage and complex personality, enhancing the game's narrative. Steve Blum voices Barricade, providing a menacing yet aggressive tone that suits the Decepticon Enforcer's character. Blum's versatile voice acting brings an intimidating presence to Barricade, enhancing the game's portrayal of the Decepticon forces. The high-quality voice acting in Transformers War for Cybertron plays a crucial role in the game's storytelling, ensuring that each character is portrayed with authenticity and emotional depth. The attention to detail in voice casting and performances make Transformers War for Cybertron a standout entry in the Transformers series. The music score, composed by Tyler Bates, played a significant role in setting the tone and enhancing the emotional impact of the game. The score blended orchestral elements with electronic sounds, creating a powerful and also evoking backdrop for the action. In summary, the sound design of Transformers War for Cybertron was a meticulously crafted element that significantly contributed to the game's immersive quality. By blending nostalgia with innovation, the sound team at High Moon Studios created an audio experience that both honored the legacy of the Transformers and provided a fresh, modern take for a new generation of players. Transformers War for Cybertron offered a robust multiplayer experience that expanded the game's appeal beyond its single-player campaign. The multiplayer modes were designed to provide a variety of gameplay styles and challenges, ensuring that players could find something that suited their preferences. One of the key features of the multiplayer experience was the class-based system, which allowed players to choose from 4 distinct classes: Scout, Scientist, Soldier, and Leader. Each class had its own unique abilities and weapons, encouraging players to develop specific strategies and roles within their teams. This system added a layer of depth and replayability to the game, as players could experiment with different classes to find their preferred playstyle. The multiplayer modes included the likes of Team Deathmatch and Conquest. Additionally, there was an Escalation mode, a cooperative gameplay mode where players teamed up to fight against waves of increasingly difficult enemies. This mode required teamwork and coordination, adding yet another layer of strategy to the multiplayer experience. Customization options were also a significant part of the multiplayer experience. Players could customize their characters' appearances and loadouts, allowing for a personalized touch to their gameplay. This customization extended to the choice of weapons and abilities, enabling players to tailor their characters to their preferred combat styles. Transformers War for Cybertron received 2 major DLC packs that expanded the game's content with new characters, maps, and modes. The first DLC pack was released to enhance the multiplayer experience with additional content. This pack included new characters such as Scattershot, Onslaught, and Demolisher, each bringing unique abilities and playstyles to the game. Additionally, it introduced new multiplayer maps, providing fresh environments for players to explore and battle in. The inclusion of these new characters and maps helped to keep the multiplayer community engaged and offered more variety into the gameplay. The second DLC pack further expanded the game's content with even more characters and maps. Characters such as Dead End and Zeta Prime were added, each with their own distinctive traits and abilities. This pack also included 5 brand new maps that added to the game's overall strategic depth and replayability. The DLC packs for Transformers War for Cybertron significantly enhanced the game's longevity and replayability. By introducing new characters and maps, these packs kept the multiplayer experience fresh and engaging, encouraging players to continue exploring the game's offerings long after initial release. The high-quality content in these DLC packs helped solidify Transformers War for Cybertron as a beloved entry in the franchise, offering a rich yet dynamic multiplayer experience that completed its strong single-player campaign. Though the servers have since been taken offline, the legacy of Transformers War for Cybertron lives on in the memories of its players and the impact it had on the franchise. The game's multiplayer experience and DLC content will remain as a good memory and testament to its innovative and engaging design. With that, we have the performance of the game. Transformers War for Cybertron was developed using Unreal Engine 3, which was a popular choice for many games of its era. While the game was praised for its engaging gameplay and faithful representation to the Transformers universe, it did face some performance issues, typical of games built on Unreal Engine 3. With that, let's cover the Unreal Engine 3 tropes. Muddy textures. One of the common issues in Unreal Engine 3 was the prevalence of muddy textures. This was partly due to the engine's handling of texture streaming and MIP mapping, which sometimes resulted in lower resolution textures being displayed up close. Transformers War for Cybertron exhibited this issue, which was particularly noticeable during fast-paced action sequences and cutscenes where textures could appear less detailed. With that, the game also featured a desaturated color palette. Now, while this may be a stylistic choice common in that generation of games, this also ended up giving Transformers War for Cybertron a darker, more serious tone, which suited the war-torn setting of Cybertron, but also contributed to a somewhat muted visual presentation. The use of greys, browns, and dark blues was typical of this era though, reflecting a trend towards more realistic and gritty visuals in video games. Now, texture popping was another notable issue. This occurs when high-resolution textures take a noticeable amount of time to load in, appearing suddenly and breaking the immersion. Transformers War for Cybertron experienced this problem, especially when transitioning quickly through different environments or during rapid camera movements. Though, despite these issues, Transformers War for Cybertron generally ran smooth on platforms it was released on, including PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. The game's frame rate was stable for the most part, and it managed to maintain a good balance between graphical fidelity and performance. With that being said, we have to cover the modding community, which has significantly enhanced Transformers War for Cybertron, addressing performance issues and adding features to improve the gameplay experience. One of the most popular mods is the FPS Unlocker mod, which allows players to remove the frame rate cap. By default, many older games were limited to 30 or 60 FPS, but this mod removes those limitations, enabling higher frame rates that modern hardware can easily handle. This results in a smoother and more responsive gameplay experience, making the game feel more fluid and enjoyable. Another significant enhancement comes from the flawless widescreen FOV mod. This mod is designed to correct the field of view, or otherwise known as FOV, in games that do not natively support widescreen resolutions. It ensures that Transformers War for Cybertron can be played on widescreen monitors without stretching or distorting the image, providing a more immersive and visually appealing experience. By adjusting the FOV settings, players can enjoy a broader and more comfortable view, which is especially beneficial during fast-paced action sequences. The texture quality of the game's characters has also been vastly improved thanks to a texture mod by Barricade24. This mod focuses on enhancing the visual fidelity of characters, replacing the original, lower resolution textures with high resolution versions. Characters look much more sharper and more detailed, significantly enhancing the game's overall visual quality. This mod is particularly appreciated by players who want the character models to look more polished and modern. Now, Reshade is another powerful tool used by the modding community to enhance the graphics of Transformers War for Cybertron. Reshade is a generic post-processing injector that allows for an addition of various visual effects such as improved lighting, color corrections, and sharpening. These enhancements make the game look more modern and visually appealing, bringing it closer to the current graphical standards. The addition of these effects can dramatically change the appearance of the game, making it more vibrant. With that, we move on to availability. Transformers War for Cybertron has been delisted from all major online storefronts, making it extremely difficult to purchase a new digital copy. This removal from digital marketplaces means that the game is no longer available for direct download through platforms like Steam, PlayStation Network, or Xbox Live. As a result, the few remaining digital keys available for sale are extortionately priced. These keys are typically sold through third-party resellers and can be found at significantly inflated prices due to their rarity and the game's enduring popularity among fans. For those looking to experience Transformers War for Cybertron, the primary options are to either find a second-hand physical copy or to purchase one of the limited digital keys at a high cost from online resellers. This scarcity has turned the game into a collector's item, with prices reflecting its hard-to-find status. With that, we move on to, I guess, more Transformers War for Cybertron with the Nintendo Wii and DS games. The Nintendo Wii and DS versions of Transformers War for Cybertron offer unique gameplay experiences distinct from the main versions available on other platforms. The Nintendo Wii version, titled Transformers Cybertron Adventures, was developed by Next Level Games and features an on-rail shooter format. Unlike the third-person shooter gameplay on the main versions, Cybertron Adventures limits players' control over the character movement, focusing instead on aiming and shooting as the game guides you through various levels. This simplified control scheme utilizes the Wii Remote, making it accessible and easy to pick up. Now, despite sharing thematic elements with War for Cybertron, Cybertron Adventures presents its own storyline, providing a different narrative perspective on the Transformers conflict on Cybertron. Now, to flip over to the Nintendo DS, Transformers War for Cybertron was split into two separate games: Transformers War for Cybertron Autobots and Transformers War for Cybertron Decepticons. Developed by Vicarious Visions, each version offers distinct gameplay campaigns based on those chosen factions. These DS versions are top-down shooters, which differ significantly from the third-person perspective of the main game. Players control their characters from an overhead view, navigating levels and engaging in combat. Both versions include local multiplayer modes, allowing players to compete or cooperate with friends utilizing the DS's wireless capabilities. Additionally, players can customize their Transformers with different weapons and upgrades, adding a strategic layer to the gameplay. These DS versions were generally well received for their engaging gameplay and the ability to experience the story from a different faction's perspective, at least in relation to the game you picked up. Now, while Transformers War for Cybertron on the Wii and DS offered different gameplay experiences compared to the main versions, they expanded the game's reach to more platforms, and provided unique perspectives on the Transformers battle for Cybertron. Despite some criticisms, these games contributed to the overall legacy of War for Cybertron. Now, with that being said, we come full circle with the reception and legacy of the game. Transformers War for Cybertron garnered praise for its innovative approach to the Transformers universe and its engaging gameplay mechanics. The critical reception of the game was generally favorable, with aggregate scores ranging from 75 to 79% across various platforms according to Games Rankings and Metacritic. With that being said, critics were particularly positive regarding the in-game voice acting, dialogue, and unique transformation mechanic, which added a fresh dimension to the game's multiplayer segment. IGN, in particular, awarded the game a high rating of 9.0, appreciating its interpretation of the Transformers universe. Alongside this, the multiplayer aspect of Transformers War for Cybertron was also highlighted for its appeal, with some critics considering it the most attractive feature of the game. Additionally, the character designs and transformation animations received praise for enhancing the immersive Transformers experience. Now, in terms of legacy, Transformers War for Cybertron spawned multiple sequels. Culminating in Transformers Rise of the Darkspark in 2014, this series of sequels underscored the game's impact and success within the Transformers video game franchise. With that being said, Transformers War for Cybertron, along with its novel counterpart, Transformers Exodus, laid the groundwork for the aligned continuity, offering a comprehensive depiction of the events of the Cybertronian War and leaving a lasting impression on the franchise. The game's legacy extended beyond video games to merchandise, with Hasbro releasing a new sub-series of the Studio Series figures based on the Transformers War for Cybertron characters, reaffirming its enduring influence over a decade after its release. Furthermore, discussions surrounding a potential remaster for next-generation consoles indicates that the game's ongoing popularity and desire among fans to revisit the game on modern platforms. Now, with that being said, Transformers War for Cybertron's narrative and setting also became integral parts of the larger Transformers continuity, intertwining with the Transformers Prime animated series and the Transformers Exodus novel. This integration showcased the significant role Transformers War for Cybertron played in expanding the Transformers universe across various media platforms. Overall, the positive reception and enduring legacy of Transformers War for Cybertron underscores its pivotal position within the Transformers franchise and its lasting appeal to both fans and critics alike.